DCW confirmed that Armstrong was preparing for his upcoming match at Pay the Piper 2 when things took a sudden turn. Let's review the tape.
Look at that. It's already slow.
What was initially dismissed as a minor tweak has escalated. Armstrong underwent imaging earlier today, which confirmed fractures to the third and fourth metacarpal bones in his right hand. While his status for Pay the Piper 2 remains officially questionable, Armstrong himself had this to say: "It's going to take more than a broken hand to keep me from giving Brian the beating he deserves." The message is clear. The coach isn't ready to back down. We'll continue following this developing story. Stay tuned. I'm Diamond Burgundy, and this is DCW. Breaking news from DCW headquarters. I'm Diamond Burgundy, and here's the latest update. Veteran head coach Scott Armstrong underwent successful surgery today to repair his fractured right hand. Surgeons confirmed the placement of 3 stabilizing pins, and sources say the procedure went smoothly without complications. As of now, there's no official word on whether Armstrong will be cleared to compete in his highly anticipated showdown against Playboy Brian Baudelaire at Pay the Piper 2. Stay tuned as we continue to follow the situation and bring you updates on Armstrong's recovery and the future of one of the most anticipated matches on the DCW calendar.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, there's obviously a lot that's happened here over the last week. I think we should hear from the man himself. If you would, please welcome my guest at this time, the legend, Scott Armstrong!
Man, the Armstrong name is wrestling royalty, especially in the Alabama, Pensacola, all over the Southeast. Bullet Bob Armstrong, the namesake of this building. His sons, and there's a little bit of juking and jiving like Bullet Bob would do. Brad, Scott, Steve, Brian, all legendary wrestlers, the sons of Bullet Bob.
Let's hear it for Scott Armstrong, come on. Scott, I gotta tell you, so many people looking forward to this match tonight, and this is your swan song, so to speak. Obviously not the way you had planned it, not the way we wanted it to happen, but give us an update where we're at here, my friend.
Well, so first and foremost, I want to thank everybody here for coming. I want to thank the people at home that got the pay-per-view. I do want to tell you, look, at Wednesday, I was at Andrews Institute in Gulf Breeze, Florida. They put 3 pins in my hand. Needless to say, I am not medically cleared. It was just a freak thing in the ring. My pinky got caught up between a dude that weighs about 270 pounds and that rope. And as we went back, I think we found out that in my older age, maybe my bones are a little more brittle. I don't know, man. I had won my very first championship here in the state of Alabama. Right over here where Expo Hall, is it still there? I don't know where it's going. I won it at Expo Hall. And so I've had a really awesome career. I started here. I was able to really work all over the world, ending my career with WWE. And then all of a sudden, here's Diamond Championship Wrestling. So I'm very fortunate to have the career I've had. But with these pins in my hand, I cannot take the chance. Believe me, I was training for this match. I wanted this match. I want to say a special thank you to the gentleman I was supposed to wrestle, Brian Baudelaire. He he actually lit a spark in me that I thought had died out a long time ago. But at 64 years old, I was ready to kick his ass. And so maybe this is one time I should listen to the doctors. And I don't know. He fired me up. I got ready. But things happen that you don't see coming in life. And this is something that took me for a ride, and here I am, 3 pins in my hand. And
well, listen, I don't want to speak for everybody here.
Well, we weren't going to be so lucky as to not hear from the Playboy, Brian Baudelaire, junior heavyweight champion, obviously mocking Scott Armstrong. No respect for a legend of over 40 years in the sport. Werther's Originals? Really? I get it. Scott Armstrong is not in his prime anymore. You're not breaking any headlines, Brian. But the man's hurt. He's got 3 pins in his right hand. He's not medically cleared. He's not dressed to wrestle. Let the man take his bow, get his flowers, and get out of here without you ruining the moment.
Look, Scott just said he's not obviously cleared for this match. I don't know why. I mean, it's quite obvious he's not medically cleared. So what are you doing out here?
Scott, I don't know what you're trying to pull, and you're trying to get out of this match, but it's not happening. You can use all the little AI tools you want and come out here with this little bandage that you got from CVS, but I'm not falling for it, Scott. I told you weeks ago that I was going to whoop your old ass, and tonight's the night. You ain't getting out of it.
You're going to pick on an injured man in his 60s? Are you kidding me?
Come on. Come on, baby.
This is not a match. What are you doing? Scott Armstrong is not medically cleared to compete. Baudelaire's not listening to reason.
Well, Brian Baudelaire is unpredictable. I wasn't about to stick around in there. The referee doesn't need to be out here to start a match. He needs to be out here to get Brian out of the ring here. I don't know what the hell. This man's got 3 pins in his hand. Are you? We're gonna do this?
Who made that call? Scott Armstrong.
This is ridiculous.
Hey, wait a minute.
Oh, come on now.
Now you're going to take his vision too? There's not bad enough? Security coming out here, obviously concerned about the escalating issue out here in this ring.
Yeah, that's one of our security guys, Ace. And oh, God!
Hey, from behind!
Oh, come on! Brian, are you kidding me? What in the hell's wrong with this kid?
Brian, you're not proving a thing.
Scott Armstrong just had, and pouring, trying to imply that Scott is an old man because obviously older people like Werther's Originals. How great, how.
Hey, wait a minute, that's a belt.
Are you kidding me?
Don't
God! Come on,
what
Ref!
a world!
Well, Scott waved off the security. I don't know if that was a smart thing to do or not.
Brian Baudelaire is just beating the hell, whipping Scott Armstrong like a dog.
This is disgusting.
I'll think of the history of the Armstrong family in Alabama. Scott Armstrong since 1983, Bullet Bob before him since 1962.
One of the toughest wrestlers to ever come down the pike was Bullet Bob Armstrong. And I tell you, Scott Armstrong, he gets it honest.
The family dynasty, that generation of in-ring competition from Florida to Georgia to Continental to Smoky Mountain, on down the line and WCW, and it ends like this?
Oh!
No, it doesn't!
Scott
just pushed Baudelaire into his own wheelchair. Now who's the invalid? Now who can't defend themselves?
Oh!
Yeah!
Scott Armstrong there. You talk about somebody that there will never say never. And this man He's as tough as nails, Joe. Tough as nails.
Scott Armstrong trying to make sure this young punk pays some dues.
With a broken hand and 3 pins, and Scott Armstrong is still defending himself one-handed against Brian Baudelaire.
Hey, the bullet never quit. You know Scott was raised to always stand up for yourself, always defend yourself, always defend that Armstrong family name, and it's not wise. He's risking long-term damage.
Oh! Oh, my God!
On a legend. The Playboy goes downstairs with a cheap shot on an absolute legend.
This is not how we thought that Scott Armstrong's last match would go. Oh, my God.
What in the world are you doing?
Oh, no, 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 no.
Baudelaire's got a table. Oh, he's not just gonna make sure Scott Armstrong has his last match, but Baudelaire's gonna make sure Armstrong leaves his last match on a stretcher.
This is sick. This is absolutely sick. Oh!
Wait a minute. Headbutt.
Oh!
On the table. Baudelaire hits hard.
Look at how that table bent, though.
The table barely gave.
Oh, no, Scott.
Think about this, Scott. Scott Armstrong does his damage to Brian Baudelaire. I'll tell you what, Baudelaire made a big mistake thinking Scott Armstrong couldn't defend himself through the table. Baudelaire's spine absorbs the brunt of that impact twice.
Through hell and creation, somehow Scott Armstrong is... Oh, what the hell is Fireless Strange doing out here?
Well, that's a good question. I'm afraid to learn the answer. Scott Armstrong, the worse for wear after the damage done. He still has 3 fresh pins in that right hand. Limited use.
Byra's just staring a hole through. Oh!
Oh, wait a minute. Armstrong with those left jabs. Unloading. Scott Armstrong showing you that Armstrong family fire.
Scott is doing everything well, wait a second here. Scott's doing everything that he can to keep this young kid off of him.
And Vira's doing everything she can. That's blatantly a double handful of powder. Armstrong doesn't see it.
Oh, look out! Oh!
Now he does.
And now Baudelaire can't see.
He can't see anything.
Oh,
super kick.
Super kick and X.
On the money. And there ain't no Armstrong family curse here.
One-handed.
Scott Armstrong leads with his hand held high.
Scott Armstrong.
I cannot believe it. And if we were going to do it, we did it. He did it. One-handed.
Not a better place to do it than Mobile, Alabama.
Senior citizen, my rear end. That man still has some gas in the tank, and he just proved it here tonight.
Full of Bob Armstrong, so proud looking down now as the last match of his... no!
Some kind of mist or spray. Looks like hairspray to the eyes.
Yeah, Armstrong's been blinded. And Baudelaire back on the assault. Armstrong can't see. Armstrong can't defend himself.
Look out, Joe!
Here comes security.
Ace Lee is in to help out Scott Armstrong.
And we've seen this young man use his force a time or two before to keep order. And he respects Scott Armstrong as a mentor like we all do.
Oh, and Baudelaire taking it now to security. What is he thinking?
He's not thinking straight.
Look at Ace Lee here.
Ace Lee showing you're not going to push security around, nor will you push around Scott Armstrong.
What in the world is he doing here? Top rope.
What?
Oh, my God. 450.
Baudelaire's best laid plans just exploded and imploded in his face.
Look at Ace Lee. He is absolutely jacked. Comes to the rescue to help his friend Scott Armstrong.
A friend, a mentor, a trainer, somebody we all look up to and respect here at Diamond Championship Wrestling. Scott Armstrong deserves this to be the moment that he goes out on. Not what we just saw, not what the Playboy tried to pull. But you think about the legacy of Bullet Bob, you think about all of his sons and their successes.
Absolutely.
You're thinking over 60 years in the sport. One last ride, one last I love you from Scott Armstrong to the people that have supported his family for so long. And what an incredible moment it was as Scott Armstrong looking for his glasses, looking for hopefully a celebratory drink or two, because I don't know how Scott Armstrong just did it.
I could have done it two-handed. I don't know how he did. Well, I know how he did it with one hand. He's an Armstrong, for God's sake. That's how he did it.
Absolutely true.
Amazing.
And there will never be another family that means as much to pro wrestling in this part of the country than the Armstrongs. And we may have just seen the final chapter of the last match of the last brother in his in-ring career. And I couldn't be more proud to be a small part of it.
Oh, tremendous. It was what an honor to share the squared circle and be in there with him. You can feel his passion and his energy. I don't care what anybody says. Wrestling never leaves you. If you're a professional wrestler, wrestling never leaves you. And that man will be a pro wrestler till the day he dies. And kudos to Scott for all of it that he's done, not only for people all over the world, but especially for what he's done for Diamond Championship Wrestling. Well, just a great human being.
His dad, the Bullet, competed, I believe, well into his 70s.
Yeah.
So, Scott Armstrong, I'm glad he got out young.
Yeah, right. But listen, we're not done. We still have plenty. But of course, there's Werther's Originals all over the place. Which I hope they save me a few of those.
I don't think Brian's going to need those anymore.
Yeah, I would like to take those home with me if I can.